MrBeast is facing a lot of backlash online for the drama surrounding his friend Chris. From receiving death threats to millions of views worth of TikToks, it's impossible for him to ignore the noise. If you didn't already know, Chris Tyson from the MrBeast channel is currently going through HRT, dressing more feminine, and going through a complete change of identity, and this is making the internet go completely insane. What makes this internet drama interesting is the notable silence from the MrBeast crew, as it seems like Jimmy is scared to say anything due to fear of being cancelled, leading many to believe that this might be the end of MrBeast's career on YouTube. Is this true? Well, like my marriage, it's complicated, and there's a lot of other men in the picture. Chris was always regarded as the stereotypical American dude who loves guns, builds campfires, has type 2 diabetes, and frequently invades foreign countries for oil. In MrBeast's videos, he was usually the one to carry the group on his back and set up the tents or cook the food, just being an all-around Boy Scout. It's important to note that Jimmy wouldn't be where he is today without the help of Chris, who was the first friend featured on the channel a long time ago, making some interesting videos. They often shot paper with guns, demolished old cars, murdered terrorist heads of state, just typical American things. And Chris's relaxed but capable nature made MrBeast fans fall in love with him. Today, however, the reality has changed and many fans are angry. Over the past year or so, Chris has begun to dress more and more feminine, veering further away from his old typical dude look, growing his hair out and opening up about his experience in HRT, which is the medical process of changing your gender. This started to gain a lot of traction in a Beast Reacts video where Chris dressed similar to my Italian grandmother, and people had a lot to say in the comments below. The news spread, some people claimed that Carl turned him gay, and now we know that Chris and his wife have been separated for a year and a half, which means he's available. And yeah, Twitter has been bombarding Chris and the MrBeast circle for months, tweeting replies such as, "Your responsibility is to your wife and child, not selfishly indulging in a trend that actively harms people," or noticing his transformation online, commenting, "Bro, what the f happened?" The controversy solidified its magnitude when Chris showed up to the Kids' Choice Awards looking like this, putting on full display to the world that he is embracing his change. The plot thickened when Twitter then attacked his family, stating that Chris will never be able to be a real father figure to his son, and his wife left him for being bisexual, as well as the other MrBeast members for being yes men and cowards. This was understandably a lot for Chris to handle, so he just decided to take a break from social media, but that won't make the drama go away. A big factor to this story is the palpable silence from MrBeast and friends, who are staying quiet to avoid worsening the situation. Nobody knows exactly how Jimmy feels about everything, which only leads to speculation and rumors. This was shown when MrBeast held a mystery box opening stream with the usual members of the gang and the elephant in the room of Chris's choice of clothing. Most of the stream went well, but there were a few awkward moments indicating that the MrBeast crew is aware of the circumstances.
Oh my God, Jimmy, look, they drew you. Jimmy, they drew you so well. It looks just like you.
Hey, nice shirt. Thanks, dude, nice shirt.
Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks, dude, nice shirt.
Thanks. Nice shirt.
Nice shoes.
Personally, I liked Chris's shirt, and the drawing of Jimmy gave me butterflies in my stomach, but many people definitely thought that something was off and used these couple of clips to add fuel to the fire on Twitter and TikTok, just making the whole situation worse. Everybody knows that controversy, mixed with some Twitter and some 14-year-old shorter attention span than a goldfish Fortnite playing Charlie D'Amelio simping TikTok kids, is a recipe for disaster. For now, it seems like everyone except for Chris is choosing not to speak openly about the drama, which is probably the best thing to do. If they take a side, millions of fans will be upset, and the controversy will only get worse for the brand. MrBeast is probably hoping that over time, everyone will slowly accept the situation as it is and leave Chris alone, since he really has no other options unless he wants to be cancelled. It's a sticky situation. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, and the whole internet is constantly watching you and what you say. Many creators in the past have been faced with this very decision, when the whole of the internet is pressuring you to speak, and what determines the future of your career is their response to the outrage.
I'm gay.
So what's going to happen? Is Chris going to slowly discredit the MrBeast brand? Will Jimmy kick Chris out of the group for being bisexual? Will I finally experience the touch of a woman? The answer to these questions is probably not. In the grand scheme of things, nobody really cares. It's the extreme ends of the two battling sides who are blowing this out of proportion, making it seem like this is bigger than it really is. Then you've got YouTubers like SunnyV2 who stir the pot, and people like me using this topic as an excuse to claw at any views I can get. The biggest factor in this equation is Jimmy's stubborn silence, which seems to be what everybody is waiting for. He knows that if he just ignores it for long enough, people will slowly forget about it and latch onto some other controversy, like bullying Shane Dawson for the 8,000th time. At the end of the day, people will continue to watch MrBeast videos, so why fix something that ain't broke? In fact, the drama has probably brought him more views, comments, and video engagement, ultimately resulting in more money.
You're fucking poor!
It could have even been planned. Maybe Jimmy is forcing Chris to be gay in order to increase their views. All in all, there's been worse drama on YouTube, and Chris expressing himself and doing what he believes is best for him isn't that bad when you think about it. It's better than him feeling this way, but bottling it up to maintain appearances. People change, and the MrBeast crew is doing great at being an example of accepting somebody's change rather than letting it change them. You'll find some crazy people online saying that Chris will now turn Jimmy and Chandler gay, or that their sons watching these videos will start kissing boys at school, or that the invasion of Iraq was a media propagated psyop to distract the American public from the inevitable takeover by the Kennedy family of every financial and societal institution to enslave the population. And all of those things are ridiculous. Obviously. Chris will figure out what he really wants, MrBeast will continue to force poor people to compete for money, and Chandler will lose again, regardless of what some Karens think on Twitter. Unless MrBeast hosts a real-life Hunger Games, which honestly isn't out of the question these days, I think he will avoid the cancellation. With the exception of some awkward moments on stream and the divorce, nothing bad has really happened to anybody. The internet is making this a bigger deal than it should be. Like when I said we should bring back child labor, everyone started yelling at me and calling me crazy, blowing it way out of proportion. It makes sense when you think about it. We need people to work in the mines and test poisonous chemicals, and we're facing overpopulation. Why not use our children? It'll separate the strong from the weak, and we get more done. It's better than sitting them in front of a Fortnite stream and having them learn how to be racist online. Put children back in the mines. Bring back child labor. What was this video about again? Oh yeah, Chris. I hope he's still single. Am I still recording?